Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy aka Mans12 here, coming to you guys with a nice little gameplay in the background. The gameplay you guys are going to be watching is indeed an unsupported 85 gun streak on the map Warhawk and Call of Duty Ghosts, done by the one and only KARNAGE Pred. Now, if you don't know who KARNAGE Pred is, he is one beast of a player. He's been posting a lot of consistent, insane gameplays. So if you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, I strongly recommend that you all go subscribe to his channel right now. And if you enjoy the commentary that you guys are about to hear right about now, then be sure to come check out my channel, and hopefully you guys enjoy the commentary for today. Now, I did actually have to sit down and think about this commentary before actually doing it, because I had to figure out how the heck am I going to talk for 8 minutes straight, because I was noticing KARNAGE OC, he was getting tracked with those 8-minute, 10-minute commentaries. Now it appears Apollo's starting to send me them, but you know what? I enjoy doing these long commentaries because it helps me improve as a commentator, and also gives me a nice story to talk about for a good 8 minutes. So let's take the clock and wind it back about 7 or 8 years, back when I was 12, 13, or 14. I can't remember the exact age. I believe it was when I was 13. But this happened at a church camp that I went to a couple years ago, or I still go to it as of now, but, you know, I work as staff now since I'm older, and too old to be a camper there, but, you know, it's still nice to go as staff. So this happened a long time ago. Now, this church camp that I went to had what was known as the dance. It wasn't really called the dance. We just called it, quote-unquote, the dance, because that's pretty much exactly what it was. Now, how the dance worked, it was basically on a Friday at the camp. The camp lasted all the way from Sunday all the way through Saturday, so it was a week long, and they basically have the dance on a Friday night, which was basically the last full day of the camp. And some of the guys, you know, felt obligated to have dates at the dance. There's no rule book that says you have to have a dance, but in the guy rule book at this camp, you pretty much had to have a dance. Otherwise, you'd have a group of the guys who were between the ages of 13 and about 18 laughing at your face because you didn't have a date and you're just kind of going alone and you just kind of left yourself hanging. So I pretty much was obligated to get a date no matter what I wanted to do, regardless of what anyone else said. So about on the Thursday of the camp, I'm pretty much dateless all the way through Thursday night, and then I see this girl and this wasn't the girl that became my girlfriend in the end. It was actually somebody else, and, you know, this was a little girl. She looked pretty attractive, and I pretty much just asked her out to the date at the last second, because, you know, I pretty much was not attracted to her whatsoever. Literally was not. I just asked her because she was the only girl that didn't have a date, and, you know, she's like that girl that just sits on the chair waiting for someone to ask her to the date, kind of like when you go to the prom and you know she's waiting for somebody to ask her because she's just kind of sitting there with her hand under her chin, just kind of sitting there doing absolutely nothing, just waiting for someone to ask her. So I asked her to the dance, and obviously she said yes because no one else was asking her to the dance, you know, obviously. But I asked her to the dance, and she's pretty much, you know, the person I'm going to take to the dance, and everybody's like, oh, so you finally got a date? And that is by far the worst thing you could do, is tell your friends, especially if they're guys. The worst thing you could do is tell your friends that you have a date to a dance, or you're going out with some girl that you never met before. That's the worst thing you could do, because the first thing they're going to say is, yo, does she got a fine booty or anything like that, man? Yo, let me take her out. So that's the worst thing you could do, is say anything to the guys about this. So that's unfortunately what I did. So at the night of the dance, I'm getting myself dressed up and everything. The guy's got his shades on for whatever odd reason. It was literally pitch black. I'm talking, this is in the woods, by the way. The camp is inside the woods, somewhere up in Connecticut, and we got guys wearing shades and Ray-Bans like they trying to act cool or slick or whatever. Man, you ain't acting slick. Get out of here. Just half these dudes don't even got the real Ray-Bans. Have got these bootleg Ray-Bans on their faces, making it look like they cool or something like that. And then they got the ones where they got the shade. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Anyways, so as I'm dancing with this girl, this is some random girl that I'm dancing with, you know, we get to the slow song and she's ready to take a seat. I could tell she's not having fun. I'm not having fun. I'm ready to go home. I'm so ready to get out of there because I can't stand half the girls that are at that camp. You know, they're just so stale. Like, have you guys ever ran into that moment where you like this girl? Well, I didn't like her, but you ran into this girl and she's just so stiff. Like, she just, there's no emotion whatsoever when you talk to her. Anyways, but I was talking to this girl, and then she decided to go take a seat, so I decided to go take a seat, grab a cup of punch or whatever. And then this girl, right? This girl, she was pretty attractive, I'm not gonna lie. She was pretty attractive. She had glasses on, she was a curly blonde, and, you know, she asked me, she had a nice body shape and everything. I'm telling you guys, she was pretty attractive. and she asked me to come dance with her. And this is the part where the slow song comes on. When the slow song starts, that is the time to sit down. If you don't have a girlfriend and that slow song comes on at the dance, that is your turn to sit down, no matter what. Or maybe no matter what. If you got a girl that likes you and she wants to ask you to go dance with her, then you go dance with her. Any other case, don't do it. Guys, I'm warning you. Guys out there who are watching this video, I'm warning you. That slow song comes on, that is your turn to leave. But anyways, I start dancing with this girl, and she's you know, she starts holding me by the waist and everything. And then she starts holding me like, let's say you got a girlfriend. You know, when you go to the dance, you dance with a girl in two ways. You got your hand on her hand and your other hand on her waist, and then you know she got the same thing also. Or she's holding you by the neck and you holding her by the waist with both hands. She's holding me by the neck like she ready to chop my head off or something like that, or give me some huge makeout session. And I'm not gonna lie, while we were dancing, she's looking directly in my eyes, like she's giving me that look. And then I'm over here like, I'm not gonna lie, when I dance with half the girls that I'd never met before, I'm looking like towards the left on the ground or something like that, and she's looking at me like I'm so ready to just sit down, grab another drink, and just go home or whatever. So after the dance, she sits down, she talks to me for a little bit, asks me what's my name, you know, what do I do, and, you know, asked me a lot about my personality. And I spoke to her because obviously I thought she was attractive, but I wasn't into girls at the time. This is my age when I was like, I was so not into girls. I was that nerd that would sit home playing video games his entire life, and I wasn't into girls at all. So after the dance was over, she pretty much went on her own way, and you know, she didn't tell me she liked me or anything. So I figured, all right, whatever. She wasn't into me. Good. So I leave the camp, and then she did give me her number before she left. And I'm not gonna lie, this makes me look like a complete jerk. I actually forgot her name after I left the camp. Her name was Trisha, by the way, short for Patricia. But at the camp, I literally forgot her name after the camp was over, and she actually texted me when I got home from camp. And I believe it was the second time she texted me, like a week after camp. She texted me desperately. She sent me like 30 texts. I still have them all saved on my phone because that's how funny it was. She sends me about 8 texts saying, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. It's important. I need to talk to you. It's important. And then the final text is the 3 words that you never want to hear from a girl. She says, I love you. Are you kidding me? That is the worst thing you can tell a guy, especially when I'm only 13, 14 years old at the time. Those are the 3 words that I do not want to hear until I turn like 20 or 21. And this is the part where things really escalate. She sends me a letter. I'm not even going to explain what the letter says. She starts telling me, I'm so happy we met. I already pronounced myself Mrs. aka Miss 12. I'm only saying aka Miss 12 because I'm not disclosing my last name. But she's already pronouncing herself as my wife. So, are you kidding me? I'm flipping out right now. I didn't even tell my parents about the letter. I think I actually threw it in the garbage and tried to like hide it inside some dirty sandwich or whatever or something like that. I tried to hide it from my parents. And, you know, I just kind of went with it for a little bit. I was like, all right, first girlfriend, I'll give it a shot. So we actually did go out for like a week, or I think it was like 2 months or something like that. And then she just kind of got crazy with the letters and everything. And I was like, you know, I got to end this. So I went to go talk to my parents. I told my parents about it. And this is the worst part. My parents were laughing in my face literally the entire time. Like my mom was actually serious about it. She gave me some advice on how to handle it. But my dad's over here cracking up in tears, just laughing about the letter that the girl sent me. And, you know, I told her how it is. I told her exactly what my mom told me to tell her. You know, she helped me out. Yes, I'm still that person who ask his mom for advice. I love doing it. My mom knows a lot. So I asked my mom for advice. She told me what to tell her, and I told her. And, you know, we broke up after that. You know, after she got a little more mature. I think she's like 20 now, and I'm 22. But she got a little more mature, and we still text each other to this day, just kind of like friends or anything like that. You know, nothing too serious. You know, I found someone else later on down the road, so I kind of consider this a life lesson, not only to a lot of people, but, you know, just kind of to myself, because reason why I went in the relationship was because I felt like I just had to do it. Like, I felt like, because, you know, there were a lot of kids at the day that had girlfriends at ages 12, 13, and 14, and I felt like I had to have one. You know, no one forces you to have a girlfriend. You don't have to have a girlfriend so early. After I broke up with her, I took a break from girls from a good 6 years, and, you know, didn't date anyone. I didn't start dating again until I was 20, and, you know, I felt comfortable doing that. That's just what I preferred, and, you know, I felt that I should wait. So, but anyways, guys, the gameplay is coming to a close as well as the commentary. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I did upload to a new channel. Hopefully a pile of links that I gotta tell him. And also, if you enjoyed the gameplay, like I said, be sure to subscribe to Pred. He is one beast of a player, pumping out these insane gameplays. But anyways, thanks again, Apollo, for the long commentary. I love doing these, man. Be sure to send me some more. And if you guys enjoyed it, be sure to let me know in the comments box your first experience with girls. But anyways, it's your boy AK signing out, and peace.
Okay, let's go. Can't nobody pump stuff like KARNAGE. Ha. Nobody got gameplays like KARNAGE. You won't see them stripes like KARNAGE. And they post 2 videos every day.